In the One Piece community, we truly do love our crumbs. And what better crumbs than the crumbs of agenda? Being blessed by Oda's holy dust of the dinner table, in which he sits upon his lofty throne, where we're given the gift of Zoro clashing swords with Venus Juro. And that's about it. Due to this crumb that we've gotten, this has caused the community to have a very pointless conversation. Now you have people saying, and I quote, Zoro is Yonko level. Take this one Twitter user for example. He says, to end this debate, yes, Zoro is a Yonko level. You're telling me for over 500 chapters, post-time skip, the only guy who Zoro struggled against was a Yonko? I mean, that's a pretty obvious sign. He's got all it takes to be a Yonko level, so heck yeah, he's a Yonko level. Now, if you know me, you would know that my agenda is based off of what's the most logical and what's the most truthful. And this is not it. Are we just going to ignore the fact that this man struggled against King? Yeah, he beat him, but that doesn't mean he didn't struggle. And heck, King probably could have won if he just kept his flames on. But due to the fact that he has the IQ of an average One Piece Twitter user, he didn't. You see, it's stuff like this, where people get all extra excited because two characters touched one another, that you get weird arguments like Mihawk is commander level, because him and Vista clashed. Well, let me ask you this. Law and Blackbeard clashed. Does that mean they're equals? Well, obviously not. Yamato and Kaido clashed. Does that make them equals? Well, obviously not. Luffy and Lucci clashed. Does that make them equals? Well, obviously not. It doesn't even make them on the same level. So after all this time and evidence, why are One Piece fans still power scaling in this way? Well, as you all know, One Piece fans cannot power scale. But more importantly, here in the One Piece community, we hate the truth. We lie to each other more than a married couple. Take this post from Grand Line Review. He says, Luffy is greater than Zoro, Zoro is greater than Sanji. That's how it's always been and how it always will be. Arguing anything else is just agenda brain rot. Now he is 1,000,000,000% correct about this. That's how it is, and that's how it always will be for the rest of time indefinite. However, this is met with tons of rage, and it really shouldn't be because it's a factual statement. What Liam did here was good power scaling because he told the truth, which is what 200% of you jokers don't do. I actually find it funny that in this chapter, all that people ever talk about is Zoro clashing with Venus Juro. And that's enough for One Piece Twitter to go 10 out of 10, peak. No flaws whatsoever, even though this joker did just blue ball us. But of course, it's Oda. He is quite literally not going to do anything else. He's going to blue ball us no matter what. Let's be real here. We saw this coming. He's like, seriously. The moment that they found out that the signal was coming from the Iron Giant, I knew it was basically over at that point. What I find crazy is the fact that this joker Oda hyped up this man for over a year, had all the cliffhangers in the world featuring this guy just so he can get up and get one-shotted. Well, what can I say? That's Goda. That's what happens when you mess with the Gorosei. I've been trying to tell y'all these dudes are Yonko level. I'm just saying. And some of them might be stronger than all the other Yonkos. Some of them. Maybe Venus Juro, maybe Warkery. I don't know. I'm just saying we may take down the Yonko agenda. I'm just saying we may do it because I know these guys, they're not going full power. There's no way they are. That would be sad, actually. But I honestly expected a lot more from the Iron Giant. Maybe he'll get up later on and do something. I mean, you know how Oda does things, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it, really. But if this is Joy Boy's Frankie, then it ain't looking too good for Frankie. But allow me to be transparent and honest with you all, as I usually am. Oda knew exactly what he was doing in this chapter. He knew he was planning on blue balling us. So he was like, okay, my audience is going to be disappointed. So what am I going to do? I guess I'll just whip out Zoro and have him do a clash. Nothing else. Just a clash. That'll be good enough for them. And lo and behold, it pretty much worked. There's no way that this man does not look at us like we're a bunch of idiots. There's no way he does it. I could just see this man sitting at his desk. I can't wait to blue ball everyone. When I throw Zoro in the mix, nobody will even remember it and they'll give the chapter a 10 out of 10. Oda knows this fan base is driven by agenda. He knows. Now, you gotta know this. I didn't really like the past 5 chapters of One Piece. I didn't. I'm sorry. I thought Vegapunk's message was dragged out way too long. I really do believe that Oda could have just easily condensed it, but he decided to stretch it out. I kid you not, I would have actually enjoyed a massive info dump. a huge info dump from Vegapunk with some manga panels mixed into the fray. I do think that 4 chapters could have been condensed to like 2 chapters and he could have just put it in there. But then King of Lightning made a really good point in his video. He said that One Piece fans can't take that much information in one go.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
And then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? You're right. If the majority of the fan base can't even understand that Mihawk is stronger than Shanks, then how are they supposed to understand the story? That's the thing. They can't. They can't do it. They're not capable of it. So you know what? It's good that Oda stretched this out to unnecessary degrees.
Move this man.
Come on, guys, lighten up. Take a joke. You know what I mean? I wasn't really joking about Mihawk and Shanks, but you know, take a joke. You know what I mean? Overall, did I like the chapter? Like, it was okay. What do you expect me to say? Just show up and be like, I like getting blue-balled? No, of course I don't. Why would I enjoy that? I also don't really care too much for the Zoro and Venus Juro clash. Yes, I am a power scaler. I do power scale, but that's just a clash. Clashes don't really mean anything. They're actually kind of worthless, to be honest, especially in this series. It's just a fancy way to drum up hype from 2 people touching each other. No diddy. Look, I know people want me to sit here and tell them what they want to specifically hear, but, I just think the chapter's okay. I'm sorry. I feel that way. You know what's funny though? Normally I would hate chapters like this, but there's a part of this chapter that I actually do really like, and it's stupid that I like it as much as I do. It really is. It's the fact that they showed Don Krieg. Now y'all know y'all ain't got no business making Don Krieg look this sexy. No diddy.
No diddy.
And then Gein's just standing right there next to him. I'm like, yo, is that Gein? You're like, yo, are you serious? Like, that's insane. And I kid you not, the thing that made me the happiest was seeing Mont Cricket. And I'm just like, why is this making me so happy? I'm sitting here, you got all these other stuff going on in the chapter, and I'm sitting here going, oh my God, it's Cricket. I was like, why am I so happy about Cricket? The man grew his beard out and everything. I'm like, dude, that is so freaking cool. I think what it is for me is that it brings back those Skypiea saga vibes. The Jaya, Skypiea, it brings that back for me. I was just watching Skypiea like a few weeks ago, and I was just watching it just for the sake of it because I missed those old One Piece days, and I was just sitting there like, man, this arc is so good. And it's funny because when you go back to Skypiea, you notice more things. You notice the foreshadowing that Oda's been showing this entire time, and it means so much more now than it did back then. Back then it was, I'd say, underrated, but today it means a lot to me. It's funny because back then I would say things like, oh, Alabaster's better than Skypiea. Even though Skypiea, I thought Skypiea was still good, I would say Alabaster's better than Skypiea, but you know what? I gotta give Skypiea its props. But anyways, I digress. That was a little tangent I went on. Just had to pay my respects, man. Mont Cricket, it's good to see him again, man. It really is. I'll let you slide this time, Oda, but next time you won't be so lucky. But overall, the past 5 chapters, even though I didn't like it, they're not terrible chapters, they just annoyed me. And hey, if you like the chapters, do you, man, it's all on you. Don't let me stop you. I guess I just had too high of expectations, huh? But we did learn some big things. We learned that Joy Boy was the first ever pirate to ever live. We also learned that the world is gonna flood. And we also learned that Vegapunk has the main Mother Flame, but the world government took a piece of the Mother Flame, which is like a little small thing, but it's still important. So those are the things we learned for the most part. Unfortunate that the transmission turned off, but you knew Oda was gonna do that, let's be real. But hey, if the robot stands back up and the transmission turns back on, he actually finishes what he has to say about the D, I'm gonna be like, Goda, I wouldn't even be sarcastic about it. I'd be dead serious. I'd be like, this man is sexy. How could I ever have doubted you, Mr. Goda? But it seems like Egghead Island is coming to an end, and we've been saying that for about a year now, so, I mean, who knows if I even know what I'm talking about at this point. But I believe we got it this time. I do truly think we're near the end of one. I think we have a little less than 10 chapters left of this arc. And I'll say this, if it ends within the next few chapters, Egghead Island is still a fantastic arc. And I mean that. But you let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. Come and join the Vagabond's journey. I'm Vagabond Kana, and with all that being said, Vagabond gone.